There's a moment that happens in almost every home with a dog. You're doing something completely ordinary, making coffee, folding laundry, scrolling through your phone, and you look down and your dog is just watching you, not barking, not asking for anything obvious, just watching, steady, still, eyes on you. Most people assume the dog wants food or a walk or attention. But what if that look means something entirely different? What if some of the behaviors you see every single day, the ones you've written off as habit or personality or just "that's how my dog is," are actually your dog trying to tell you something specific? In this video, we're going to take some of the most familiar ordinary dog behaviors and look at what may actually be happening underneath them, not in a clinical way, but in a way that might make you see your dog a little more clearly. And I'll tell you now, one of the behaviors we're going to cover is something almost every dog does. Most owners barely notice it, but once you understand what it may mean, you'll never look at it the same way again. The look back. You're on a walk. Your dog is ahead of you, nose down, moving with that focused energy dogs carry in parks and on sidewalks. Then, without warning, they stop. They turn their head, they look directly at you, and then they keep going. Most owners don't think much about this, maybe checking if you're still there, maybe bored. But this behavior is one of the most significant things your dog does in your relationship. Dogs are constantly reading their environment, but they're also constantly reading you. Researchers who study dog behavior call this social referencing. It's the same behavior you see in human infants when they look to a parent's face to decide whether something is safe or frightening. When your dog glances back at you, they're often doing exactly that. Checking your body language, your face, your energy. Your presence on that walk isn't background, it's active data. When you make calm eye contact during that check-in, you're giving your dog exactly what they came to you for. Confirmation, a signal that says, "We're okay." Next time your dog glances back, try pausing for just a second and holding their gaze. Watch how quickly they settle. It's a small thing, but it's a conversation, and now you know you're half of it. The sigh. Here's the behavior I mentioned at the beginning, the one most owners miss entirely. It's not dramatic, it doesn't make much sound. You've almost certainly seen it today. Your dog sighs, not the whine before dinner, not the grumble when you move them off the couch, a deep, slow exhale. The kind that comes when they settle beside you or when you've been home for a few minutes and the reunion energy fades and they just let out a long breath. Most people think cute and move on. But that sigh is your dog's nervous system completing something. When a dog is alert, anticipating, or uncertain in any way, their body is doing work. Their attention is focused. Their stress chemistry is elevated, even mildly. And when that resolves, when they've confirmed that things are okay, that you're home, that the environment is stable, the body releases what it was holding. That long exhale is part of that release. It's not just tiredness. It's the sound of a dog moving out of readiness and into rest, out of watchfulness and into ease, which means the sigh is often your dog telling you, in the quietest possible terms, "I feel okay now." Think about when that sigh tends to happen. Probably when you sit down next to them, when you come home and make contact, when the house settles at night. Your presence doesn't just comfort your dog in a vague emotional sense. Their physiology actually shifts when you're near. That exhale, you helped cause it. If you want to pay attention to just one thing about your dog this week, pay attention to when they sigh, not as a curiosity, as information. Your dog just told you when they feel most at ease, and all they used was breath. Following room to room. You get up from the couch, your dog gets up, you go to the kitchen, your dog follows, you move toward the bathroom, your dog is already in the hallway. Most people find this endearing, some find it a little overwhelming, and if you've Googled it, you've probably seen the phrase Velcro dog, as though it's just a personality type, something hardwired into certain breeds. But the following behavior is more layered than that. Dogs are social animals built for group living. In the wild, separation from the group carried real risk. Domestication has transformed dogs in many ways, but the underlying drive toward proximity, towards staying close to those they're attached to hasn't disappeared. It's just been redirected onto you. When a bonded dog follows you from room to room, they're not being clingy in the human sense. They're doing something that, for most of their evolutionary history, made genuine survival sense. But not all following is the same. There's a difference between a dog who follows calmly, settles when you settle, and relaxes once you're still, and a dog who follows with visible anxiety, panting, pacing, unable to relax even when they're beside you. Calm following is usually just attachment. Your dog likes where you are. They've decided you're worth staying near. Anxious following is different. It can signal that a dog carries more uncertainty than they know how to manage alone. If your dog seems distressed the moment you reach for your keys or can't settle even when you're home, that's worth noticing. Not because something is broken, but because your dog may be giving you information worth acting on. For most dogs, though, the following is simple. They chose you. That's not nothing. Watching your face dogs look at human faces more than almost any other animal on Earth. Not because they've been trained to. Even puppies raised with minimal human contact show a pull toward human faces that wolves, even well-socialized wolves, never display. Somewhere in the long arc of domestication, the human face became genuinely important to dogs in a way that goes very deep. What they're looking for is emotional information. Your dog reads your expression the way social animals read faces, searching for signals about mood, safety, and tension. And unlike wolves, dogs show a left-gaze bias when looking at humans. They tend to look to the right side of your face first, the side that most strongly expresses emotion. That's not trained behavior, it's built in. Your dog has developed perceptual tools calibrated to read you specifically, not just humans in general, your habits. The difference between the face you make when you're running late and the face you make on a slow Sunday morning. Dogs often know before you do when your mood is shifting, which means your face is giving your dog information all the time, whether you're aware of it or not. Tension moves through you and lands on them. Calm does the same. This isn't pressure, it's just part of how the relationship works, and it's useful. One of the quietest ways to help your dog settle on a hard day is to let your own body soften. Not performed calm, just real. Your dog is watching, and they're usually right about what they see. When something changes, there's one more category worth knowing, not because it's sweet, but because it matters. Changes in familiar habits. The dog who always greets you at the door and suddenly doesn't. The dog who finishes every meal and starts leaving food. The dog who seeks contact and now keeps a little more distance. These shifts are often slow, gradual enough that they don't announce themselves. Dogs don't tend to show discomfort loudly in the early stages. They're not built to be demonstrative about pain or unease. So behavioral change, quiet, cumulative change, is often the first signal that something has shifted. This isn't meant to make you scan your dog anxiously every morning. The point is the opposite. If you know your dog's ordinary patterns, a genuine shift becomes visible, and visibility gives you something to act on. If something in your dog's behavior has changed and stayed changed, and you can't trace it to an obvious cause, it's worth a conversation with your vet. Your dog is telling you something. The question is just whether you're paying close enough attention to hear it. The bigger picture. By now, you've probably thought of your dog several times. The way they watch you move through a room, the place they choose to sleep, the check-in glance on the walk you used to walk through without noticing, the long exhale when you finally sit down. These aren't coincidences. They're not random quirks. They're a language built slowly over thousands of years of shared life and shaped by everything your specific dog has learned about their specific world with you. Dogs communicate in ways that are quieter than we expect, more sustained, less about dramatic single moments and more about patterns, repeated small behaviors that taken together tell you something real about what your dog is experiencing, what they trust, and how much they've organized their sense of the world around yours. You're not just someone they live with. For a bonded dog, you are a fundamental part of how they make sense of their day. So next time you look down and catch your dog watching you, not asking for anything, not making a sound, just watching, It might not be a puzzle to solve. It might just be your dog doing what they've always done, paying attention, staying near, speaking in the only language they have. And if you look back, stay calm and let them know you see them. That's enough. That's probably everything. If your dog does any of these, leave a comment and tell me which one. And if this video felt like it was about your dog, subscribing is the best way to keep that conversation going. Thank you for watching. Go look at your dog.